If it's not the Bible Belt,
and it's not the Rust Belt,
it must be the Borscht Belt.
Harvard School of Medicine did a study on why Jewish women like Chinese food so much. It's because wonton, spelled backwards, is not now.
Why do Jewish divorces cost so much? Because they're worth it.
Why don't Jewish mothers drink alcohol? Because it interferes with their suffering.
Where do Jewish husbands hide their money from their wives? Under the vacuum cleaner.
So a drunk man is brought before a judge, and the judge says, "Sir, you've been brought here for drinking." And the man says, "Okay, let's get started." I took a pleasure trip the other day. I took my mother-in-law to the airport.
So a man gets hit by a car. When the paramedics arrive, they ask him, "Are you comfortable?" He says,
I make a living.
What are 3 words a woman never wants to hear when she's making love? Honey, I'm home.
My wife and I just bought a waterbed. My wife calls it the Dead Sea.
Me and my wife spent the weekend in the same hotel we spent our wedding night at. Only this time, I was the one that sat in the bathroom and cried.
Why do Jewish men die before their wives? Because they want to.
I made a killing in the stock market. Killed my broker.
Most girls are attracted to the simple things in life, like men.
So a man and his wife, recently married, right? So they're falling asleep at night. The wife has to get up, goes to the bathroom. So Len, she goes to the bathroom, the seat's up, so she falls right in. She says, honey, I fell in the toilet, I need help. So he comes in, he says, okay, we can get you out of here. So takes off her nightgown, so she's naked, right?
Yeah, pulls the right arm, pulls the left arm, can't get her out. It's just like a suction. She's stuck
In there. So he says, okay, honey, I'm gonna call the plumber, okay? We're gonna get you out. So he calls the plumber, he says, comes back, he says, okay, honey, the plumber's coming. She says, honey, the plumber can't see me like this, I'm naked, you know? So she says, looking around, she sees the yarmulke. She says, give me your yarmulke. So he takes the yarmulke, he puts it over her private parts, you know? So, when the plumber comes in, takes one look at the situation, he says, well, the good news is I can get your wife out, but that rabbi, he's a goner.
Why are all Jewish men circumcised? Because Jewish women won't touch anything that isn't 20% off.
So a young Jewish man tells his mom that he's found the girl he's gonna marry. And he says, just for fun, why don't I bring over 3 girls? And you try to decide which one is the one. And she says, yeah, sure, that sounds like a good idea. And so he brings over 3 beautiful young women. And they sit together on the couch and they chat for a while. And then afterwards he says, okay, Ma, which is the one? And she says, definitely the redhead in the middle. She says it immediately. And he says, Ma, how did you know? That's right. She's like,
that's the one I didn't like.
So a teacher, she's teaching her students the word of the day. And the word of the day is definitely. So the teacher asks Mary, Mary, please use definitely in a sentence. And so she says, my father definitely loves my mother. The teacher says, oh, that's a great sentence, great job. Then she says, John, you use definitely in a sentence. And he says, I'm definitely going to the football game on Friday. And she says, oh, that's another great sentence, great job, John. And then she comes to Ralph, and she says, Ralph, please use definitely in a sentence. He says, okay, but first, can I ask a question? Well, sure, Ralph, says the teacher. Do farts have lumps? The teacher says, Ralph, why would you even ask that? That's disgusting. No, farts don't have lumps. And he said, well then, I definitely just shit myself. I like to give my wife something to look forward to. A divorce.
There are 3 kids in my family, one of each sex.
How do you sell a chicken to a deaf man? Do you want to buy a chicken?
Borscht.
Jew in the couch!
Borscht!
Borscht.
Borscht! My wife and I got a waterbed the other day. My wife calls it the Dead Sea.
Damn it.